Today I'm going to talk about tarot versus astrology. Tarot cards and astrology are tools of divination used to predict the future. Astrology and tarot cards have a rich history and can both reveal past, present, and future events. Astrology and tarot cards both use ancient symbols, numbers, and celestial bodies associated with alchemy, ancient magic, and the occult. Astrology is one of the oldest forms of fortune-telling that has been used for over 5,000 years. Astrology was once reserved for the pharaohs, kings, and royalty only. Common people were not allowed the gift of an astrologer's wisdom. Astrology is based on the position of the stars in the sky at the moment you were born, specific to your location and time. Ancient astrologers, known as magi, would cast a horoscope chart to predict events for pharaoh and kings using the position of the planets as well as other celestial bodies. Astrology is specific and scientific, combining mathematics, astronomy, and psychology, as well as astronomy and advanced mathematics. The Magi would predict times of abundance, warn of potential conflict with other countries, and help to plan military strategies, as well as all major events to give the most prosperous dates for wealth. Many people that are famous in history have used astrology to their advantage. Some of these people include powerful military leaders and royalty such as Alexander the Great, Catherine de' Medici, Benjamin Franklin. Bet you didn't know he was an astrologer, did ya? Queen Victoria, and Ronald Reagan. Astrology has been used continuously all over the world for over 5,000 years, and it is still used daily in many countries today. In modern times, astrology and tarot in 2019, people still use astrologers to help them have a happy, successful, and wealthy life, sometimes leading to great fame. Famous people who use astrology today include J.K. Rowling. She used to be an astrologer. Actor Robert Downey Jr. He's been very successful with his career, and astrology has helped him. Astrology is a superior tool of divination for choosing the most auspicious date and timing for a successful outcome. Timing is everything, in more ways than one. Astrology can predict events at any time in your life with specific dates. Astrology enriches other forms of divination and is excellent for timing auspicious events, as well as for a really in-depth look at a person, event, or situation. Astrologers have been matchmaking for love, relationships, and weddings for centuries. And savvy people, or people who are actually woke, know that this priceless information can make the difference between an average life or an exceptional life. J.P. Morgan was one of the richest men in the United States and the owner of U.S. Steel, which was the world's first billion-dollar company. That's billion with a B. And he was also known to use astrologers, and one quote that he said was, "Millionaires don't use astrologers, billionaires do." Now, tarot cards, they're a little bit different. Tarot cards have not been around as long as astrology, and their true origin is kind of unclear. One theory is that the Knights Templar first introduced a form of tarot cards to Europe from Egypt after a crusade in the 14th century. These were a primitive form of the tarot cards that we use today and were used as a combination game as well as a predictive tool of divination. They disappeared out of fashion and later reappeared sometime in Italy at the time of the Renaissance age. At this time, it's about the 1400s, many forms of divination were seen as taboo and against the church, and perhaps in a way for those people in power to keep it away from the everyday common people, it was kept secret. And because card readings had to be kept secret, as with other forms of divination, such as astrology, even Nostradamus had to hide the fact that he was an astrologer for a time. This became known as occult. Now, occult literally means something that remains hidden, not something sinister that movies would want you to believe. Card readings were usually done in secret and eventually evolved into a card deck with pictures. Some cards depict a scene in one's life and are rich in ancient as well as pagan symbols, which can be interpreted in many ways. Cards can be interpreted individually, in a spread, or in a combination with other cards to foretell future events or to give you guidance depending on your question. Tarot cards are best for a quick answer to a question, usually about yourself, that may take place in a short term. The results from questions of this sort are quite successful, and they give you a lot of insight. And cards are really best for predictions about the near future and not as specific to predict any more than a few weeks or months away. Cards are best for a light general reading. Now, this being said, when you look at the tarot cards, many of them have astrological references on them and symbols. The cards eventually evolved into the Rider-Waite Smith deck, which is most popular. Most people are familiar with this one. And as of 2019, there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of different card decks you can choose from. And more information from a basic card reading can be revealed with the addition of a challenge or significator card. Card readings can also be enhanced with the use of crystal energy. Crystals have had a long history associated with the occult and magic. They've been used for thousands of years, and they make a nice vibe with your cards. Tarot cards and astrology are both good tools to use to predict your future, but they are even better when you use them together. Both can be enhanced even more if the reader has true psychic intuition. Now, most card readers only read the cards, but advanced readers combine astrology into the reading to enhance the depth of the predictions. In modern times, people have a preconceived notion about what a psychic is supposed to be, mostly because of what they see in a movie. For the most part, this is usually a cookie-cutter example of what a psychic is supposed to be, but it is a false representation. In reality, psychics are regular people with a gift, and there is no right way or wrong way to read cards or give predictions. No psychic is 100% accurate with every single prediction. We're human too. Some card readers, they prefer you to shuffle the cards, where others prefer to shuffle them themselves. But in reality, it really makes no difference whatsoever whether you're touching the cards or not. It makes no difference if you are in person with a psychic, an astrologer, a tarot card reader, because a real psychic with you for your interpretation has intuition And the quality of information you receive is what you're paying for. A genuine, true psychic does not have to be with you in person to predict your future. Many professional psychics, mediums, astrologers, and card readers from all over the world read for clients from different countries over the phone and on the internet every day, and prices vary from as little as $25 up to over $1,000, depending on how famous the psychic is, but most of all, their accuracy and quality of information. This should be your prime concern with a card reading or a psychic, is their reviews. Choose someone that you feel drawn to for the quality of the information they can provide you in a psychic reading. So that's astrology versus tarot cards. If you would like me to predict your future, or if you have a special question about love, your relationship, your marriage, a potential partner, a career issue, or anything else that's important to you, I'd be happy to do so. Please contact me on the link below, and I'd be happy to read your fortune too.